Okay, just a quick update. You're going to hear everything that I hear. You know, microphone starts making a funny noise, gotta figure out the settings properly, but other than that, I can turn the volume down a bit, but I still have to be able to hear if there's lava under me. Right now you're hearing my mass breeding cow farm, and I've mined down to level, 38. And yes, I'm working on a mega wheat farm so that I can breed cows like crazy. And this same mega farm will grow not just wheat, it'll grow carrots, potatoes, just about anything I want it to that can be harvested with water. And let's see, not to mention all the resources I'm getting from it. All I gotta remember to do is make my next step before I start another level. I use creep, also known as crouch, so that if I uncover something, a hole in the ground, cave system, lava, water, either thing, I won't drop into it just by sneaking. So let's see, I've been playing on this game, on this world, total of actually a few days. I only get to play on usually Saturday. Once in a while I'll get in here in the middle of the week for a couple hours. That's about it.
It wasn't a very good episode.
So, continuing on, here comes some coal. And the only thing you have to do is be patient. Don't rush your way down into grabbing this stuff. You'll get it eventually. Just exercise in precision. One thing I'm going to do with all these blocks is I'm going to reuse them in the structure of the farm. I figure it'll take about, let's see, one level of pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns to keep the light going for the wheat. I need a level of dirt and a level of water and 2 levels in between, so that's about 5 levels per floor. And I'm engineering this to be approximately let's see, 5 levels per floor, and it's 16 by 16, so it's about a chunk, even though I don't have access to the chunk borders. This is Bedrock Edition, or Let's Play Together Update, and some people still want to call it PE. But either way, this part is actually pretty boring, and I know that's why I'm not live streaming it. I toyed with the idea of live streaming and said, you know what, people probably don't want to see me just mine for a long time, since I gotta take this down to bedrock. But gotta keep the lights on, or when you come back into the world, you'll have a bunch of mobs spawn in here. Which gave me kind of a weird idea for an upside down spawning platform, where everything spawns at the bottom instead of the top. This is something people do with spawners when they find them. But, it's not how they build their generic spawn. And what I call a generic spawn is one that'll spawn just a little bit of everything. So I'm toying with the idea of making one of those. Mobs are constantly on. If you've been watching my videos for a while, I had a world where mobs weren't on very often at all. And we decided to nix that and start over, proving that all this can be done in survival on normal. We're doing pretty well so far. I am going to have to light this up some more. All my lights happen to be way up there. So when I get done with this level of mining, I'll hang some more torches and go on. You've seen the torches in the floor that I'm dropping down as I go. That's so that things won't spawn in the middle. I might have to add a few of those. Here we go. I'm basically finding the resources that I need as I go. So if I need torches per se, I just got some coal so I can make some torches without having to do too much about it. Let's see, make a bunch of torches. Bring this up here and that up there. Bring my torches down, and let's see where we need to hang them. Of course, in a corner. So we'll hit all the corners real quick. Light actually works best on the ground level. Everyone likes to hang them higher, but ground level is where they work the best for spreading out the light. And then in the middle. How did I get two next to each other? No, 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 no. We'll put one right there at the steps. Down up there. Down there. There we go. These torches are leftover relics from when this was a slightly different shape. So let's get rid of those. And let's figure out where we actually need them. Probably just right here in the center for now. Let's see where else is it dark. Dark enough to worry about? Nowhere. Good. And continuing on. Now, when I hit a spot like this in the wall, I just can't help myself. I've got to grab it. Trying to be on the lookout for any kind of lava. Can't really hear it very well right now, so I have to use my eyes a little bit more. Looks like I gotta go down another one to get this. This is part of the wall, so I will be covering it back up. Not planning on using this space right away. Not at this height anyway. That's a nice bit of coal. I did have about 28 levels of experience. I used 14 of them to combine fishing poles. So all gained through mining and breeding of animals. I haven't really had to fight any mobs yet. Got lucky when the cows were being brought in. Went out in a boat, found them on an island, convinced them to get in the boat, and brought them straight in. And mobs were not a problem. Okay, let's see. Up there. This is where you gotta be careful. You shouldn't really mine in an up direction, but I can't help myself. 43 bits of coal. Didn't I just make torches? And since that's the wall, let's see where my floor actually rests. Darn, I'm getting stuck. There we go. So yeah, that was a nice little bit there. Fill it back in with with blocks I don't tend to use to build. Like that. It's okay if you leave a little space tucked in there, as long as it's one block, nothing will spawn in it. It won't affect your mob caps. Let's see where that is. Good, nice and level. If you have a sorting system set up, of course you'll start filling it up with different kinds of stone. Now, Endermen can move every block except cobblestone, I believe, so I tend to build out of cobblestone. So when I run out of picks, I'll go make a bunch. Debating on whether to leave these steps like this or not. It depends on how the farm turns out. But it's going to be a water collection farm. Now hopefully I can get things to run off the right place and enter straight into a hopper. Or even a series of hoppers. But anyways, if you get to go straight into a hopper and collect into a chest, then it's always available. You can even set up a mechanism to deliver to a specific chest in a specific place, but that all depends on your ingenuity. In the past, I have taken granite and renamed it filter and used it in my my hopper filter for a sorting system. And I may or may not do that again. It worked well, but then sometimes, every once in a while, when you leave the world, you come back, it'll flush out of the hopper system. And you don't find out until things get really mixed up. So I may go back to the old method of just putting enough of the item you want filtered out in there. Because if that flushes out, no big deal. Not to mention, renaming a block does take experience. I think 1 level per stack that you rename. So I'll think about it. We'll see how plentiful resources are in this area before I make a decision. They seem to be fairly plentiful. Except for diamonds. I haven't run into a lot of that yet. A little bit, but not a lot. And I am, of course, hoping to run into a pool of lava sooner or later so that I can make obsidian, and go into the nether. I have yet to be in the nether in this world. And of course, all my builds, if they end up not being real close to home, I'll want to access through nether portals, which means a nether hub. Now the nether can be quite dangerous, but it can also be quite a useful tool. Shortcuts from point A to point B, remote entrances. Say you build a structure in the sky and you don't want anyone to be able to get into it. Nether portal is a perfect way from your hub to get into it. It's definitely not difficult to do. Coordinates takes a little bit of math, but you can actually see by taking this same map into the nether where I am in relation to the overworld, so that helps you get close. And since when you build a portal, until you go through it, it doesn't exist in the nether. Whether it's lit or not, it does not exist until you go through it. So it's real easy to link them up. Say I put a portal down here, and I never go through it, and then I end up in the nether through a different route. Well, I can just get close, and it'll link portals. So that means I don't have to take a portal down in the nether. And there we go. That's my last pickaxe. I haven't put steps on these because I'm not sure if they're permanent. Right there's the edge of my cow farm. It's stuck out a bit. And it covers that much distance. So I gave it about five levels to get past it, and I ended up right at the bottom of it. So I didn't count very well there. This is my tree farm. Keep it lit up, no mobs. A lot easier than trying to get it from outside. There's my temporary wheat farm. This is my access points. That way is a stream, and that way is a stream. And this way, well, beware. And this way is a dead end. I'm heading down, sheep pen, and mass cow farm. Let's see if I can gain a few levels. Let's go back up and get some wheat. And I'll show you why I need to make lots of wheat. I'm going to take 4 bundles there. Let's put the seeds up. And then we're going to make sure they're all down here. Let's see how much it takes to breed a bunch of cows. And I think you'll like this. Mass cow breeder in action. Can't just hold the button down. You cannot AFK very well on Windows 10 Minecraft, also known as Bedrock Edition, or Let's Play Together Update. What else is it known as? PE. When they did the Let's Play Together update, they basically I had you re-download a completely different Minecraft. It's meant to play across consoles. Now, I've been trying to get people I know into my realm. It hasn't been all that successful. Now, if I stand in here like this, all the babies went down here. Oh, really? You're dropping right onto there? Oh, I see. Well, I'm gonna have to do something about that, aren't I? Yeah, you got hit. I'm going through here. Oh, you guys kidding me? You're just gonna have to go. I know that seems a bit cruel and unusual, but okay, let's put that away. And let's make sure there's no babies left up there. Oh good, they're not riding the fences now. Good. Oh, another one come down. So they'll continue to breed for just a moment. I think that's it. Not bad for a breeding session. Oops, down, down, down. Let's put the wheat back. Nope, I was wrong, it's up. Going back up. Here we go. And here's the tree farm with the chest right there. Things made of wood I tend to put in here. There we go. Gotta eat. And let's see what do I have to get rid of. A whole bunch of stuff. So now I've got to see where I've got space. Starting down at the bottom. Going all the way down. All the way down. Here we go. Basically, I make sure it can't take any more of the stuff. And not that. Make sure that's full. And then while I'm down here, let's get some pumpkins. Sugar cane's not quite ready yet. Added pumpkins to my stockpile. Now, where we're going to come out, we're going to come down roughly over in here somewhere. And it'll end up joining up, which is what I want. So that space I calculated, we'll find out when I get there if I've miscalculated. Yeah, this is supposedly full. Let's see if it's really full. Nope, it wasn't really full, but it is now. Time to start on this one. There we go for that. Fill that up. And going up some more. Don't have any more blocks to put in there. So now I've just got to check my furnaces. I really hate taking this walk, but it's a lot faster with these steps on here. Just found where I'd left some iron by accident. Basically, the sad part is you can't just sort out food items. So, to sort out everything you'd like to sort out would take a whole lot of sort space. There it is. 28 iron. 5 gold. I've got a few diamonds, I think. 7 diamonds I've found this entire game. But I've got redstone and I've got lapis lazuli. All I'm missing is quartz and I can make an enchanting table, I think. Oh, wrong thing. I have to actually get a work table real quick. We get up to find one and then back to where we were. There's one. Workbench. Now, if I want the enchanting table, let's switch to search. E-N-C-H. There we go. Yep. No, I just need obsidian. How about that? Forget things all the time. I get obsidian and I can enchant. How about that? Now, it's time for some tools. Yes, I've got some. Do believe in having a lot of tools. Don't want to take a shortcut off of here. You will die. So that's my plans. I take us all the way down to bedrock, which is around level, I don't know, between 5 and 3. And I'm on 35 right now. So, since you don't want to watch me do that, I assume you don't want to watch me do all that mining. You might. But that's how she goes. Just a little more coal. I may have to make more chests, but oh well. I have to make a bunch of chests anyway once I get my sorting system going. Now, if you've ever seen my particular sorting system before, it is an item activated, hopper filtered, but dropper tower sorting system. So instead of dropping all the way down, it goes up, and I can access it from anywhere I want. I use a lot less iron and a lot fewer chests than the old sorting system I used to use, which was a hopper filter, what do you call it, hopper gravity sort system, but it used so many chests, and locked chests, and hoppers, and it just got to be a nightmare trying to set up. So I was always running out of resources, but since you saw all my redstone, it takes stone and redstone to make a dropper. And you run into a lot more redstone than you do iron. So that is why I do it the way I do it. And there's a few things. You gotta have quartz so that you can make the what do you call it? Comparators. So that you can send a pulse, and then you interlock those so that no matter what you put in, you're activating several of the towers so that you don't end up with items stuck in the middle. And of course, I'll be sharing that video of how to build that when I get everything I need together. It does take a bit of redstone, but like I said, redstone is a lot more plentiful than iron. There we go. Oh yeah, forgot to mention. Let's see, 43 to 57. There we go. 43. That's what we want to pay attention to. 43. One measurement I forgot to show. And yes, it does mean going up and coming back down. I'm not sure how I'm going to provide access to the different levels of the farm, but I'm thinking that I can harvest them at the same time and drop them all down. Just depends on the different growing periods of the different foods. So all the weeds, of course, harvested at the same time, and all the carrots, they can be harvested at the same time. Now, can I set up a timer system so that happens automatically? No, because you still have to manually plant. So I'm not quite sure. I think it's going to be, labor-intensive planting, but very easy to harvest. Okay, it's going to come down right about here, which is just at the edge of my pumpkins, lighting up my pumpkin farm. So that works. And right now I'm somewhere around at this level. I'm bringing it down. I did use a lot of water elevators in the past, but something funny, you don't sink down through water as easily as you used to. So I'm thinking it's a dynamic they changed in an aquatic type of update, but you don't sink down as fast anymore. Which means the water elevators are very fast going up, very slow going down. And if we're trying to get away from something, that could be all the difference between life and death. So, going to have to think of better ways. I don't really like ladders. This thing used I'd climb all the way down to the bottom of the ladder, and then all of a sudden I'd die, and the game would say that I had a very long fall. And of course, since I hadn't fallen at all, it was making me mad. It cost a lot of levels in my last world. So yeah, I'm level 34. I was right about where I said I was. And gravel, nice. Good for obtaining flint. I accidentally made some iron shovels. No, I'm not a noob. I normally use stone because it's a lot more plentiful. Cobblestone anyway. But since I made them, I guess I should use them. And then of course I'll have to spend time fishing to get some enchanted books. Something that nobody told me, and I never knew it. But when fishing, once in a while you'll actually pull up a mending book. I was fishing with just a regular fishing rod, and I pulled up enchanted fishing rods. So now I've got one that's got mending, lure, luck of the sea. So, you know, what I find in one of the positive enchantments from fishing, I just go ahead and combine the rod. And you gotta be careful what order you do it in, because sometimes one of those enchantments will disappear. I had a pickaxe that lost its mending enchantment because I wasn't paying attention. So, but that was all on my last world, not this one. Like I said, in this one, I've spent maybe 2 days, let's see, 2 Saturdays, plus a couple hours during the week, and now maybe an hour today. 38 minutes on this video, roughly. So, but it's working out according to plan. The only mob I've ran into, I forgot to mention this, happened to be the silverfish, I think they're called. The ones that come out of the stone. I had forgotten all about them and found myself having to fight them. I did find if you have a chest close by and you jump on it, they don't come up the chest and attack you. So that makes it easy. However, since I'm dropping this entire floor level by level, there are no chests for me to jump on. So I tend to pull out my sword and just back up a lot. Speaking of which, I'm getting down close to levels where you're running those guys. I know you're thinking, anything but this boring mining. Well, I do have one thing to say. Someone told me once I had too much mining in my videos. I'm like, yeah, but it's called Minecraft. You mine a lot to get the things you want. Some things you can build a farm to get. I've built gold farms before. They worked okay. And I've toyed around with the idea of building an iron farm. But of course it only works while you're standing there, because you got to keep it away from doors. 64 blocks away from any other doors, or it affects the way it operates. not a mega one either, just a one level. Every now and again, golem comes out, but I'm going to build a different one this time. I saw plans for one that was a villager breeder / iron farm, and it was underground, and I think I'll build that one. So, that level being finished, and all my running around done, thanks for stopping by. Leave a comment. Let me know what types of things you'd like to see in this world, and of course, if it's to my advantage, I will build it. So, yeah, have a good evening.